morning wherever you are. If you are new, my name is Leah and I am all about spending less and creating more. And oftentimes I feel like spending less time in my kitchen. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some clips from throughout the week where I have put together some meal prep to make my life easier and to make time seem to stretch just a little bit further. Now, sometimes I will get a whole 2 hours worth of meal prep done all at once, and I will have in the description box a full playlist for you so you can check out how I do that. But a lot of times what I do to make my life easier is to just get a little bit extra done every time I cook. It doesn't take too much extra time or effort to do that. So that is what I've done this week, and I'm gonna share with you how I get it done. Now, when I prep my chicken breast, I like to slice this into a thinner piece or butterfly it. Now, I will do large chicken breast like this when I know I'm going to shred it, if I'm in a hurry. But the best way to have some good chicken for salads, for sandwiches, is to butterfly this in half. So I'm going to use some salt, pepper, and garlic just to season the tops of these. And sometimes I will add some olive oil, but there is some fat still on these fillets. I think we'll be fine without any oil. Then with the rest of this pack, it's 3 more chicken breasts. I'm just gonna fillet them the same way. I'm not gonna season them or anything, but I'm going to lay them as flat as possible into a freezer bag for another day. This in the oven at 400 degrees for about 26 minutes. You just want to make sure that any juices run clear when you cut into the chicken. You can use a meat thermometer or you can cut into it and just make sure that there's no pink juices, no pink meat. So now I have chicken prepped for our Caesar salad wraps tonight, as well as for some easy lunches for the rest of the week. Which leads me to my #1 tip for getting meal prep done fast. Every time you make dinner, just make extra enough to have some lunches or even a second dinner with that. You're already cooking, so adding an extra cup of rice or another pound of meat isn't going to cause any more time or require any more effort. I showed in one of our low spend budget review videos that I did not feel like cooking dinner one night. However, I utilized my Instant Pot and I cooked enough roast for not just one dinner, but 2 plus a lunch prep. So it was really awesome being able to get all of that done at once. And of course, I will have the video down in the description box if you want to see the recipe that I made with that roast. But using the Instant Pot is so easy and convenient to get a lot of meat done all at once, whether it's a roast, shredded chicken, you name it. Then you can take all of that cooked meat and either set it aside as a base for a different flavor profile dinner, or you can box them up individually and have leftover lunches. I definitely recommend having cooked meat ready to go in your freezer. It can be chicken, it can be shredded beef, it can be cooked ground beef, leftover turkey from Thanksgiving, leftover ham from Christmas or Easter, whatever you have. If it's already cooked, get it into your freezer and it makes for super easy nights later on. Another thing that I love to prep in bulk is bacon, because I can put a whole sheet pan of bacon into the oven, foil line the pan just to help keep the mess from being too big at the end of the baking process. And then I can put all of it into a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware container, and it makes really easy breakfast. I can do sandwiches, scramble eggs, just have it as is, because who doesn't love good bacon, right? And while the oven was already going with bacon, I also did 2 chicken breasts that I was going to later shred and use for chicken salad sandwiches. Another dinner that I had made was Coney dogs with homemade Coney sauce, and the batch that I make is enough for 2 or 3 complete dinners for my family. So when I make that, I like to portion it out into some freezer bags and then have them laid flat to have for another day. It freezes really well, defrosts really well. So definitely something I would suggest making a full or double batch of when you do it. I start with 1 pound of cooked ground beef and then I drain off the fat. Now in here I have 2 cups of broth, and I'm going to add 1/2 cup of flour. Now in here I have a 1/4 cup of flour and a 1/4 cup of oil. We're going to whisk this really well and just cook it until it's a nice dark color. Once it's dark enough, you're going to add your flour and broth mixture and then also all of your spices, which I will have the full recipe down in the description box for you. But make sure you get all of that combined really well. Don't walk away from the stoves. You don't want this to burn at all. And I find that I always have to add some extra broth to this as well, just to get it to the right consistency. But it's your preference, however thick you prefer it to be. I love using Ziploc bags for the freezer for soups and sauces because they lay flat. However, it can be really messy to get those things into the bag without getting all over the zipper. So put the bag down into a cup and then you can scoop everything in without it touching the zipper. I mentioned cooking extra rice earlier, and that's because it freezes so well. It stays good in the refrigerator for a few days, and if it gets too dried out, you can microwave it with a little bit of water in the bowl. But using the Instant Pot makes it so easy to make big batches of rice because I feel like it cooks perfectly. You're just going to do equal parts water to rice, cook it on the rice setting or about 12 to 15 minutes. I like to put some salt in there as well, and it comes out perfect. Now, if you're like me and end up with some rice stuck to the bottom of the Instant Pot by the end of your meal, just go ahead and put some water back in there, bring it back to pressure for about 15 minutes to clean out the Instant Pot. It will all come out so clean. You were wondering what I used some of this rice for. I did a Thai chili chicken easy recipe. I'll have that down in the description box, as well as these lunch containers. I love this brand. They truly are leak proof. They're kid tested, mom approved, easy to wash. While I baked those chicken bits for dinner that night, I also did some extra chicken nuggets for easy lunches with the kids, and then had a little bit extra rice to put into the fridge for an easy lunch for myself the next day as well. So hopefully this video gave you some inspiration, and of course, until the next video, I'll see you down in the comments.